Where does this go when someone gets one of these installed in these mini splits?
So this is going to be your outdoor condenser. This is your heat pump. So this is going to go outside of your home.
Okay. And then where do you see, I mean, I feel like they're becoming more and more popular, and I've noticed a lot more of them in homes. Where are people installing these? Where do you see that these make a difference for people?
Well, these come in all shapes and sizes as far as how many heads they're able to produce or be able to handle. And the heads are going to be similar to what we see behind us. So majority of the time we do them mainly in the living room area. And that way we put a big enough unit that we can satisfy the living room, dining room, kitchen area.
Okay.
But we do, in the past 7 months, we've been doing 3 heads, 4 heads for it to satisfy the whole home.
Okay, so maybe a smaller home or an older home where they didn't run ductwork through it, that's kind of where you guys are installing these?
Those are our prime candidates for ductless, for homes that don't have existing ductwork in them, or they have ductwork and it's just old and shot, and they want to move more towards more of the efficient zoning style comfort.
Okay, because so these can do multiple zones then too?
Yeah, so this unit will pair to, if we put 4 heads into one home, each bedroom can have its own temperature. It could have 68 degrees, one room could be 74 degrees, or it could be off, and that increases your efficiency because now you're not heating or cooling a room that's empty.
Oh, okay. So multiple heads hooked to this, and then those are what I probably see when I'm in the house, the white boxes.
Yep.
Throughout. Okay.
We refer them to the head units.
Okay.
So each head unit will have its own temperature.
Okay. And because I feel like I've seen them more too in shops and garages where they've been popping up. Is that something that if you had a shop or garage?
We just did a shop in Prosser where we put 3 of them in it, just for the fact that he didn't want to have all this ductwork in it, and he wanted to be able to run it separately, depending on the temperature he wants in it. So we did.
And the heat and cool.
Heat and cool.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And so are these, as compared to a traditional like furnace, because this is replacing all that, are these more efficient then?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Mainly because it's inverter driven. So that meaning that the compressor in here is able to ramp down, ramp up to whatever it needs to satisfy. Most traditional furnaces at our homes, they have 1 speed. They give you everything all at one time, whether you want it or not. So sometimes you feel too hot or too cold. These are going to be able to satisfy your temperature to precisely to what you want.
Oh, okay. So they're almost like so they're variable.
Variable speed, yep.
Variable speed.
Yep, exactly.
To get the temperature. And it can do that in multiple rooms at the same time off just this unit.
Exactly, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So these are then retrofits for maybe older homes.
Yeah, older homes and for new construction.
Okay.
Being that the energy codes are getting a lot more strenuous, they're getting more tight as far as the energy codes. These are actually giving you an extra credit if you go ductless because of the efficiency, And we don't have ductwork in the crawl space, and we don't have ductwork in the attic, which where a lot of your waste goes at. So that's why I have builders sending me plans constantly on doing all ductless in new construction homes now.
So how does it run no ductwork anywhere and cover a whole house?
So like even in the new construction or in the retrofit, each head unit requires refrigeration lines. So we run refrigeration lines from the outdoor unit all the way over to every single head that it needs to go to. And so we no longer have any ductwork. So if we have, in this building, if we had 3 rooms back there, we would run refrigeration lines to every single room, and every single room will get its own head unit. And that's how it will be able to heat or cool each room.
Okay. So the refrigerant lines run from that outdoor unit we were talking about through the house to each one of these different heads that you can spread through, however many through your house.
Exactly. So we have to find an area. We can either go outside the wall, or we can actually add a piece here and go inside the wall, get into the attic, and then run refrigeration lines out to the outdoor heat pump.
Okay, and then that's how each one of these heats and cools on its independently, so you can set the temperature for that room specifically.
Yep, exactly. So the refrigeration line is going to be the key to everything. So we're going to be able to bring in the refrigerant for air conditioning, and then in the wintertime, the refrigerant changes cycle and it goes the opposite direction. And now what we're doing is we're rejecting the cold air that's in the room, traveling it through the refrigerant and dispersing it outside.
Dispersing outside. Okay, so each one of these is independent, has its own intake. It obviously comes out right here for the house.
Exactly. And so the nice thing about this is filtration. So now every single room is going to have its own filtration system. So here's your filter right here that you pull out, and you go in and just wash it out in the sink, and you pop it right back in.
Okay.
So majority of the time when you have one main filter inside of your home on a traditional furnace, well, a lot of time it's only getting the living room, the hallway area. Well, this one, if you have one in every single room, now you know every single room it has its own filtration
It's getting
system.
filtered
It's getting
through.
filtered before.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, then that way every room's set differently.
Yeah, and so every single room will come with a wireless remote control.
Okay.
That wireless remote control is going to be your target temperature. So you tell it what temperature you want it to that room. So if you want it to be 68 degrees in that room, great. If you want it to be off, turn it off. If you want it to be 75, you can have 75.
So when you're talking about like 2- and 3-story houses, especially where some of those houses are hard to control the temperature with a traditional furnace.
Yep.
That's where stuff like this all of a sudden comes in, because on the main floor I can set it to 70 and it'll maybe not come on as much, but on the second floor to set it to 70, it's going to turn their AC on super high.
Absolutely. Yep. Exactly.
Okay.
So that's it. We do them all the time for bonus rooms, double level, tri-level homes where there's just the air conditioning is not getting up there.
Okay.
And they're suffering up there. And we can put 2 to 3 of these upstairs, and you can have it whatever temperature you want. So now you can actually enjoy being in your loft or your bonus room or your man cave upstairs, and not have to worry about the heating and cooling of it.
Now I know some people don't like the look of the big square box mounted in each room.
Right.
What option? Can you do anything so you don't have to look at it?
Yeah, so all Daikin and Mitsubishi both make what they call a cassette unit, and that's a concealed unit that we sit in the sheetrock.
Okay.
We cut a rectangle hole in the sheetrock, and we set it flush in the ceiling.
Okay.
And so aesthetically, you no longer see this white box hanging on the wall. Now you see a nice
Nice smooth,
streamline.
kind of just up in your ceiling. It just looks like another vent, like there is already.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you're getting the exact same performance, the exact same efficiency as you would in one of these, but just now we're in the ceiling nice and flush.
So it's what must be like 2 feet wide to fit between the trusses or whatever.
Exactly.
and
Yep.
Slides in. Okay.
They're actually 15 inches wide. Most trusses are 24 inches on the center. These are 15, so they fit right between them.
Right, nice and easy. Okay. So even if you don't want to, because I know I've had people say, well, I don't want to see a white box in each room, is they've come up with solutions around that too then.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you.